All right, welcome to another exciting edition of video lessons. This video lesson is brought to you by Sparkling Water, just because it's right in front of me, I don't know. Today we have with us Mr. Zachary Lambert. Zach, tell me what period are you in? I forget.
Fifth.
Fifth period. Okay, so we got some fifth period representing today, whenever you're watching this. All right, so we're going to jump right into two-way frequency tables, which sounds super fancy and are actually not at all fancy. So go ahead and have your guided notes up for two-way frequency tables, as well as a calculator. You're definitely going to need a calculator for this one. So make sure you have those two things going on. Now, two-way frequency tables are used when, let's say I'm taking a poll, and I'm like, hey, Zachary in the fifth period class, how many people like English more and how many people like math more, right? You got to choose one so everybody like sides up, right? You might be thinking to yourself, ooh, I only have like two variables, right? I've got like the math variable and the English variable. Well, there's actually more than that, right? Because I could break it up and be like, well, there's math people and there's English people. I know you guys are all math people. But, you know, let's just say for the sake of argument that like one of you guys likes English or something. I could also break it up and be like, well, there's like boys and there's girls, right? Or there's like seventh graders and there's eighth graders or something like that. So there's actually ways that we can look at more than two variables at a time. We do that using a two-way frequency table, okay? So here's task one, just like I said. Let's say I just hypothetically asked all the people who like English and math. I'm giving you some of the information, Zachary. Now I want you to figure out how you're going to put it into this table, okay? So what you see here is I asked 149 of you if you like math or English better. Now, the first piece of data that I see here is 42 males prefer math. So, Zach, where are you going to end up? Where are you going to do that?
You're going to put the 42 males into the male spot with the math column.
Great. Hold on just one second. Yeah, it's exactly right. So, Zachary is saying the 42 is going to go right here because that is the males that prefer math, right? It's just like a grid. Just nice and easy, makes sense. Or Kai also just slipped in. So Kai Box is he's in our seventh period. He's one of the seventh period kiddos, and he's hanging out with us too. All right, so we got 42 males prefer math. 47 males prefer English class. So Zachary, where am I going to put the 47 in this table?
You're going to put the 47 in the row males and in the column English.
Right, just matching it up again, right? Like just match it with the two variables that I'm given, boom, that's where they go together, right? All right, so Kai, you're jumping in. I got 35 females for math, so where am I going to put that?
First column, second row.
Females, math, boom, there it is. This is not complicated stuff. And then where is the females that prefer English going to go?
Second column, second row.
Yep. So 25. Okay, so this is for those of you guys who like Sudoku, if you've heard of that before, it's like a puzzle where everything just has to fit in perfectly, right? Yes. Now, a lot of times you won't just be given all of this information. They'll give you parts of it, and then you have to like fill in the blanks, right? But the important thing that you need to remember about two-way frequency tables, no matter what they look like, no matter what kind of blanks or information that you do have, is all the numbers have to add up perfectly, okay? So what I mean by that is, if I've got like, let's talk about our males in general here. We've got 42 that prefer math, 47 that prefer English, right? So how many total males are there going to be?
89.
89, right? You just do straight addition, right? 42 plus 47, 89. Easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then if I got 35 females that like math, 35 that like English, how many total females are there going to be?
60.
60.
Yeah. Again, we're just doing straight addition, okay? All right, let's go one step further. Okay, so we got our total column here. If I know that there's 89 males, 60 females, how many total students are there going to be?
149.
Right. Again, it's just straight up 89 plus 60, 149. Okay.
Or does it in the equation?
Sorry?
It says it in the question.
Oh, duh, of course. Yes, it's also in the question. Thank you for that, right? So that's a good like double check right there, okay? This is a great, I'm really glad that you mentioned that, Zach, because like if it's given to you in the problem, it always should be matching up here. Okay, that's a great double check. And again, we just want to make sure that all the numbers are fitting perfectly, okay? So that's a good way to like double check yourself, okay? Now, if we know that this is true and like so far our math is good, I don't know yet what these two squares are going to be, but I know for sure that when I add up these two squares, what's it going to equal?
149.
Again, it's got to be 149, right? Because these two, I call them squares. That's a horrible thing for me as a math teacher to do. These two rectangles always have to add up to the total here, okay? And if they don't, I did something wrong. I'm just going to go back and double check, okay? All right, so 42 plus 35, what do we got?
77.
All right, 77, and then 47 plus 25. Is it going to be something to
72.
72. Okay, great. And then I can just double check 77 plus 72 does equal 149. So my tables all fit together. Okay, it's just like a Sudoku puzzle. That's it. That's two-way frequency. That's it. Okay. So there's a couple like little terms that I'll share with you. So we've got one term here that is it's called marginal frequency. It's exactly the way it sounds. Margins are kind of like the outsides of a thing, right? So the marginal frequency is on the outside. Okay. I'm going to actually switch to blue. Does that work? Hopefully that works. All right, yeah. So the margins are like here and here, okay? They represent the outside of the margin, okay? And then the joint frequencies are like the main numbers that get added up in any way. So the joint frequencies are the parts like in the middle. Right there. Color-coded for your benefits. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so there's your basics of two-way frequency tables. Very, very simple. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more little task to do. You guys can help me out with this. So we're on task number 1. Anybody play video games out there? I know Kai does. Zach, are you a video game player?
Yes.
All right. So Zach, what's your video game of choice?
Minecraft.
Minecraft. How about you, Kai?
Minecraft, Overwatch, and The Escapists 2.
Awesome. I'm like old school, man. I'm like a
Tetris.
Tetris. That is old school. Yeah.
I have an Atari in my room.
Ooh, Atari. Now you're going real old school. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Anyways, so we got some people who do like video games, some people who do not like video games. So if you are given this bit of information, how many total? Let's go the other way, right? We were doing males and females. How many total people play video games?
134.
And you got that by doing what?
Addition in my head.
Just 69 plus 65, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just add it all up, and then you're good. Okay. How many people do not play video games?
145.
145. Again, 60 plus 85.
Correct.
Done. All right. So then the total number of people who both do and do not play video games.
279.
279 looks good to me. Okay, so 279. And we know for sure that if our numbers are added up properly, whatever these two marginal totals are will also add up to 279. Otherwise, we did something wrong. Okay. All right. So 69 plus 60. I got
129.
Yeah. And then 65 plus 85. 100.
130.
150.
50.
Yeah,
Right?
50. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50.
All right. Okay, and then I'm just going to double check. 129 plus 150 does equal 279. So I did get all my numbers right. Awesome. That's it. Easy peasy. So how many, okay, some specific questions, again, just to make sure you know how to read the table here. How many female students do not play video games?
85.
Where are you specifically looking for that, Zach?
I'm looking in the column do not play video games and looking in the row females and looking where it crosses.
There you go, right there. Do not play video games and are female, so I got 85 people. Okay. All right. What percentage of students? Okay, now we're going to get into something that this is sort of a teaser question for the next lesson that we do here. Percentage of students interviewed were females who do not play video games. Okay, so I know that the number of females that don't play video games is 85, right? But how am I going to figure out percentage? Any ideas?
No. Divide, no.
You are going to do division.
Yeah.
And I know that 85 is going to be my top number because that's the number of females that don't play video games, right? So the big question is, what's my total going to be?
279.
Okay, why 279?
Because that's the total of all the people.
Yeah, man. This says you totally got it. Just take a guess. You got it right, man. So this is percentage of percentage of students. Here I am. I'm doing close reading right now, okay? This is the percentage of the students. What kind of students? Any student, okay? If it said what percentage of the females, then I would do a different number. If it was like what percentage of the people who don't play video games are female, that's a different story. But this is what percentage of students. So all the students, well, we know that the total number of students is 279, okay? So what is 85 divided by 279?
I already have it down, 3.28.
I think you did 279 divided by 85. I want 85 divided by 279.
Okay. I did it the wrong way again.
Hi, you're on mute somehow. I see your voice. You are talking, and yet I do not hear you.
Sorry.
There we go.
Talk high, talk.
It's 0.304659. There's more of that, but we don't really need all that.
Okay, so you said 0.304. So that's the decimal.
That's the decimal, but you have to multiply that by 100 to get the actual percentage.
That's right, man.
Because
Butt cheek method.
1.0 is 100%. So you have to multiply the percentage by 100 to get the.
Yep.
You have to multiply decimal by 100 to get the percentage.
You got it. Or for those of you who didn't forget my butt cheek method, this is the butt cheek method, man. I take the decimal, I move it over 2, boom, boom. I got my butt cheek, right? So 30.4% is about where we are, okay? All right, cool. Just 2 more questions.
Oh, it's 0.3046. So rounded it'd be 30.5.
Wait, where'd you get that?
FSA calculator.
No, okay, sorry. For how many male students were interviewed?
No, in the previous question. 30.4% rounded it. The actual percentage is 0.3046. So rounded it'd be 30.5.
Oh, thanks for that. All right, we're rounding up.
OCD put the wrong number.
No, that's good, man. All right, so we're rounding. Okay, cool. So how many male students were interviewed?
129.
Right. We're looking for the total number of, whoops. We're looking for the total number of male students, right? Well, the total number of male students, boom, right there. So 129 makes a lot of sense. And then here's another question for you related to that. One of the interviewed students, so this is of all the interviewed students, what's the probability that they're male? How are you going to figure that one out?
Divide 129 by 279.
Right, same idea, right? And what's our percentage going to be on that one?
Got it. Wrong number at the wrong thing.
About 46%.
All right, roughly 46%. Is that about what you got, Zach?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that's it, man. Two-way frequency, as long as you know specifically what the question is asking you to do. This is the thing where people get messed up, right? They understand how the table works. They just don't understand, like, specifically what the question is asking them, okay? Does it ask for a percentage? Is it a value? There's lots of different data here, okay?
Leacock, since we did the 30.5% for the other one, I think we should do 46.2% because that's
Sounds
one more.
good to me.
Just for consistency.
Sounds good, dude. All right, and then we already talked about this, but the joint frequencies, are those the outside numbers or the ones like in the middle of the box?
In the middle.
Middle.
Right, that's all you got to remember, okay? Middle in my sloppy handwriting, okay? All right, so big thing to remember here is that the tables, they add up in rows or columns. Everything's got to add up perfectly, and you're good to go. Any questions, guys?
Nope.
All right, that's it for now.
Okay.